Well, good morning. I always wonder how you begin these videos. I've been doing videos like this back in the days when they had massive cameras and even when we were using cassettes, but this makes it much easier. Um, this lecture or this video that I'm uploading right now is specifically aimed for those of you who are in the Christian Disciplines class, Block A. You are not in the classroom with me. You are taking this by online. And we tried to get get everybody on a Zoom call so that we could take some live questions. We're going to. As I'm filming this, it's Friday, September the 1st, and I am, at 8 o'clock tonight, going to have a general session for any students, including my hermeneutic students. And if you're not even online, even if you're in my classroom, you just want to be refreshed on the topic and how we approach things. But it is true that we are taking Christian disciplines differently. That's because the class is a 400 level class. You're juniors and seniors. By this point, you have had classes on obscure Bible books, doctrine, church history, etc. And perhaps in that mix and maze that when you saw Christian disciplines, you assumed that this class would be on prayer, fasting, how to dress, and nothing could be further from the truth. This class is designed to torque your foundations even deeper, drive them home. Over the course of about 30 years, which is about how long I've been teaching, I started teaching when I became ABD, which is a big fancy word for all but dissertation, but in my PhD program. I started collecting objections that good and godly people offered. Not everybody who leaves the church is a heathen who's just looking for a justification for drinking or something. There's some people who left, and it's not that necessarily just that they're generally and genuinely hurt by someone. That could be very well true. Very well true. But I would say more than we're willing to admit. There are people whose questions didn't get answered, and it knocked them off their foundation. If you were raised in a very insular home, and you went to the same church and the same youth group and had the same friends for 13 years, and you really got into the habit of not asking questions, and then all of a sudden you're cast into a world where everybody holds to something, even if it doesn't make any sense. You have non-denominational, interdenominational people, and hey, I'm a Hindu Christian, or well, yeah, I hold to spirituality. And next thing you know, you're not as adamant as you were, and your struggle is real. So among the things that we've uploaded to you in the Christian Disciplines class, 4308, 4307, 4308, it's a 2-semester class, but among the things that we've uploaded to you is that list called the objections files that deals with some of the most honest and most difficult questions that Christianity asks. We have a couple of rules that you have to know about for this class. We abhor cliches or bumper stickers. No, and again, a bumper sticker can mean the world to you, but it doesn't mean the world to a person who reads it casually and keeps driving, especially when they're surrounded by bumper stickers all over the place. Tolerance, etc. Here's our approach in this class. We begin with those questions. As you'll see, one of the things I upload is my hero. My hero in the entire Bible is a guy named Job. Job was a compatriot of Abraham. And like Abraham, he had enough, and then he lost enough. Lost everything. Abraham goes and leaves and is sent to a city whose builder is God. He doesn't even know where he's going. Job loses everything and doesn't know why. And they both end up asking the same type of questions, which is our method here. Socratic method is asking questions and then digging through. And sometimes the answers satisfy you, or sometimes the answers lead to more questions. But that's exactly what we're designed to do. I take every class, whether it's Block A or 16-week independent study, or if it's in the classroom itself. We basically divide everything into about 30 lectures. For this class, because it's a point A and point B, right, because there's two parts of it, 4307, 4308, it lasts a full year. But the objections that I have for you for this semester, or for this block, 120 objections in 12 areas. We'll cover about half of those in this first section. And as we cover those half, we will also be very honest. Here's one that I struggle with. Or here's one that didn't answer all my questions. In this class, you have a final that's open note. Because I teach content. Content, not memorization. I find no joy in testing you on how well you take tests. But I do take great joy in providing you resources that hopefully you can use 20 years from now. So as we do so, the final will take place the week of final, October 13th through the 16th. But for those of you who are taking this as a Christian disciplines online, there's a great number of you. You will also be afforded the opportunity, like my in-class group, to participate in Mars Hill. Mars Hill is the Apostle Paul, Acts chapter 17. It's when you have the opportunity, like him, to go into a temple or a synagogue, cult, or into the marketplace, into the bazaar, the souk, and to participate in and to watch and observe a cult, and to know some basic outline of what they believe, will then afford you to write a 2-page paper, handwritten, front and back, one piece of paper, of how to interact with those people. That is also due the last day of this class, which is October the 13th, which is a Friday. And as you turn that in, there's one other thing that is required of you in this class. The reading that I'm giving you comes from 2 books that have, obviously, you can imagine, this approach. One of them is, both of them are by my heroes, but one is called When Critics Ask, and the other one's called When Skeptics Ask. And it basically outlines the Bible that way. So when you come to a text somebody uses, you can look up these notes. They are given to you as a PDF, and they are given to you free. Dr. Geisler wrote them in succession, one in 86 and one in 90. And he asked the hard questions and then said, okay, here's 3 or 4 options on how you answer it. So those books, I'll make citation, and you'll be reading them as I give to you a reading journal. But you're also going to have something called a position paper. And I will make a list based on those Zoom calls, based on how we interact. The reason I do Zoom calls is it's a great and ready resource. But I also have a YouTube channel. And sometimes if I get ill, as I have been recent, I upload videos. Again, because I see 30 lectures, I could upload 30 lectures just for this class. And I love doing it. And I always do it fresh, and it's always new because the questions may be tweaked, because the issues are tweaked. And then in that video, I will upload some little secret phrase that I put up, or I'll hold up a piece of paper that you will then email me, and in response, which proves that you saw the video. When we're doing Zoom, all I ask is that you're not muted and I can look at you. Nothing worse than seeing a blank screen and I can't even communicate with you. So participation is a big thing. Turning in a position papers when I ask you, all right, given that there's all these people who call themselves divine healers, use your Bible and tell me if you think God does the healing or if there are healers who can do it themselves. Something simple like that. But again, only in the context of how our classes go. So I offer you the Zoom calls. That's attendance. But if I do like I'm about to do and say, now look, to prove that you watched this, I need you to do this for me. Then as you do so, whatever I ask you to do, it will be counted as attendance. Reading journal, attendance, position paper, Mars Hill, and a final. Not that hard. But it is intense. And hopefully it will be faith affirming. Here's what I need from you. For those of you that are watching this who are taking the class online, Christian disciplines, it used to be called spiritual disciplines. I need you to send me by email a selfie so I can put a face to a name. And in that email, you have to give me two things. Your email address, the one that you check the most, and your cell phone number. I will be texting you, especially in these days, it's instant communication. My email is ecaner, ECANER, @abu.edu. My cell phone number, 817-229-9263. And when you email me, that's all I need. That will mark you as attending. As I've uploaded the objection files under the announcements section in Canvas, you can start sort of digging through them. But I'll begin with one of my first ones. It'll be uploaded over the weekend, called Master of Puppets, which is the name and nature of God. When somebody says they're spiritual, does that just mean that they're unwilling to make a commitment? Yeah, but we'll talk more about that. I hope this helped. And again, tonight, 8 o'clock, if you have any kind of questions, feel free to come on and meet me. If I only got 5 or 6 or 2 or 3, I'm just making it as an offer because it's a resource. Blessings to you. This is going to be a fun trip. Bye-bye.